What's up, everyone? It's the BumCast presented by Windy City Sports Cards. I'm your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, the Southside bum, and Dougie Fresh. And Jed's, how we doing? As always, remember, people in the comments, if you want to move up our power rankings, get those comments, get those super chats in, be the king of the comments, queen of the comments at the end of the night. Happy Monday, guys. How we doing?
I love Peter's hat.
Feeling good. Yeah, look at this gimmick. I came with a gimmick today.
What is it?
People listening on the podcast, you're shit out of luck because this is a visual only hat. It's a Labubu. It's a Labubu bucket hat. My daughter's into Labubu. Oasis is back. Their sound check was yesterday, and I thought maybe I could pull out the Liam Gallagher bucket hat look. So I borrowed my daughter's Labubu hat.
That the photo you did of us as the Labubus scared the shit out of me, dude. That's nightmare fuel, dude.
So I'm going to make a special request right now. The next time that we do Rate My Cock, I'm going to need you to wear that hat, and you just judge by like how far you pull it.
You're going too far. You're going too far now. It's my kid's hat.
Yeah.
We had a crazy long weekend. I think it's a few of us are burnt out, but Peter, we had a meeting earlier today, and we cut the promo. And I have to say, it made me really depressed because your camera on your phone and the lighting made me look like I had a George Costanza haircut. It made me look completely bald on top. And listen, I know my hair's a little thin, but I'm not bald. But the visual
bald. What are you talking about?
I'm not bald. I mean, maybe I'm balding, but I'm not like bald. But the video made me depressed because it made it look like I seriously had like no hair on top. And
Jason's getting aggravated.
I'm sorry. If I would have known, I would have tried the little Photoshop. Like I do a couple magic tricks on the After Effects or something. But we were on a time crunch. We had to cut that promo.
Or maybe you did the magic eraser on top of my head after.
No, I would not have done that. I would not have done that. That was all natural. That's what you look like. Bum the sun. The sun is the
bum the sun. I'm not that. Like I said, I'm not thin, just not bald. It made me depressed. It made me look like I had George Costanza haircut, man.
I guess like you're not Dougie bald.
Yeah, I'm bald.
And
bald. I mean,
Jose's in the comments saying there's levels of balding. But if I were to ask like a full tank of gas, empty tank of gas, you're running on the lights on your tank of hair.
Yeah, no, I would say I'm probably like quarter tank left.
Yeah, you could probably make it to the city and back, but you're not driving. We're not taking any road trips.
He's risking it.
Speaking of driving to the city and back and road tripping, right before we went on air, I checked my mail and I got a letter from the city of Chicago Department of Finance. I got a speed zone enforcement warning. And this is going to go for Sox fans because 3358 South Ashland, they just installed a speed camera.
3850?
3358 South Ashland. Yeah. So right by the 55 exit.
Yeah. So like right by the Marianos over there?
Yeah.
There's a speed zone camera there now? I drive there all the time.
Yeah. So the only reason why I didn't get a ticket is because I got the warning was because it was within 30 days. So you're leaving the Sox game.
What's the address again?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too.
As soon as you put that up there, I said he just showed his whole entire information to everybody. But luckily for Jason, everyone in the comments has already been to his house. He throws up a Halloween party that everyone's invited. Everyone knows that. We're an open book here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything we're hiding. Baloney's not my real name. I think we're all in agreement. Everyone knows everything about us.
Yeah. But 33rd in Ashland. Speed camera now. So when you're leaving Sox games,
that's a problem. I drive there a lot. I mean, when I go, hang out with Johnny, or if I'm going to the game, going to the Ramova, that's the way I go. Is Ashland. I got a bunch of family members over there. Johnny, I go to your dad's house. Now I'm doxing your dad's house too. He's around there.
Yeah.
Keep my dad's name out your mouth.
So that's a bum's public service announcement, and Please don't show up to my house unexpected.
That's an
Sarah's
issue.
Sarah's gonna kill me.
I hope she's not watching. I hope there's a Bravo show on right now. You think is she watching the BumCast?
She might be watching Love Island right now. She's
we're good. We're Gucci, baby.
Uses this time for a little Love Island. So
nobody say anything. Nobody clip anything. We're good.
Speaking of Love Island, Johnny, you almost you did some Jersey Shoring.
Yeah, I was pulling some double duty on Saturday. We went to obviously we're going to talk about the tailgate here in a little bit, but didn't want to do too much drinking because I had to keep my energy for Alexis's birthday. We were on a trolley, me, Missy, and a couple other people as well too. We were on the trolley, doing a little. We went to Enjoy actually.
Ooh, I like that place.
Yeah, we went to Enjoy and had a couple beers over there, and then we decided to go to Vintage afterwards, and it was fun. It was like I was trying to think of what to wear, but then I realized like I used to wear like graphic t-shirts back in the day anyway, so I'm like, yeah, this is basically what I wore back in the day. So
the dog tags too.
Yeah, I had a chain as well too, and I had spiked the hair just a little bit up, not too big, as you know.
You looked a little bit like Ronnie. You gave it the little Ronnie action.
Yeah, I got a little, yeah, but overall it was definitely a fun night. But obviously there's some stuff that I do want to discuss at the end of the show. Okay. That was part of that night, but yeah, it was a great birthday, and obviously happy birthday to one of our friends, Alexis. But yeah, we had a good time, and it was fun, definitely fun.
The one thing that I wanted to bring up that I absolutely noticed was now that she's got a man, I didn't hear nothing about birthday month.
Dude, my wife Sarah said the same. Sarah said the same thing. She's like, "Wait, what happened to the month-long celebration? Did the new boyfriend put the kibosh on the month?" He's like, "You get 1 week."
Yeah, I think he might have.
Although she was going to a lot of good places during that week. I will say, yeah.
I just noticed.
Happy birthday, Alexis.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a good weekend besides whiskey at Comiskey, which we'll talk about a little bit. But we started Friday at the Blackhawks watch party, and Dougie, you went Tribune fame. You got your face in the Tribune, and a lot of people have been blowing up the D-Mens asking what their mouth do.
Yeah, it do nothing because nobody gets a paper anymore. Like 7 people saw that whole thing.
Dougie, it's funny because as soon as you sent the text to the group, and I'm like, hell yeah, Dougie, great job. And there's 2 different pictures, and then I'm like, does anybody have a Tribune subscription so I could clip this for the show on Monday? And everyone's like, no. And I'm like, all right, then. Nobody cares.
So there's for the people watching. That was Dougie's picture in the Tribune.
It's also the thumbnail for the episode today.
Yeah.
So if you're on the YouTube, you could see it because it's the thumbnail for the episode. But yeah, you made it on the Tribune.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We would have made it on a whole hell of a lot more had NHL just used the footage that we were filming. Jason will tell you, and Joey, I think he's in the comments. Sandy will tell you. They were filming us constantly for the 2 picks, and it was like had they thrown it up on the air or whatever, we would have been super duper famous then. We probably wouldn't even have to need sponsors after that. I don't know where I was going with it.
Hold on.
The 17 people watching the NHL draft would have blown up your mentions.
That draft was one of the worst television production monstrosities, and I tweeted out that Gary Bettman needed to be tarred and feathered for that shit. That was the worst fucking formatted draft I've ever seen in my life.
No. I was trying to figure out why you guys were getting so upset because it was 2 minutes, literally what was 2 to 3 minutes per for a draft pick.
It was supposed
and
to be
I had to go. I had a birthday party to go to on Friday. It was my cousin's birthday, and I was waiting till the Hawks picked. They picked third. So I thought it was moving pretty quickly. I didn't think it was that long. I don't know what you guys were talking about as it was slowly progressing. And obviously, Dougie, you were mentioning as well, too. The people over there were saying it was obviously long as well, too. I have no problem with it. I actually like the celebrities or the people who were picking some of the picks as well, too. Obviously, Jeremy Roenick, he picked third for the Blackhawks. And then they had Charles Barkley, which I was surprised for fourth, not fourth, but
they had Kittle too. Like this bunch of random ass
Bailey. She's a San Jose Shark fan. But yeah, I didn't think that it was, to me, it didn't bother me that much. It didn't bother me.
I'll explain it. I knew you guys were at the game. I got out of work late, and I'm like, we have stuff to do. We got the tailgate this weekend. I got work on Saturday before the tailgate. I got to get my shit done. So I went as soon as the NHL draft started, I went to the Jewel. I went to fill up my gas tank. I went to the mall because I was looking for a new pair of shoes. All of this was happening, and they still hadn't gotten to the third pick in the draft. It was 35 minutes from the time I left my house to the time I got to Chicago Ridge Mall, and the Blackhawks, the third pick overall, which is supposed to draft 6 to 9 minutes after it starts. It was 6:35 and they hadn't announced the pick. And I couldn't believe it. I texted you guys. I was like, what in the hell's happening?
It was 6:37 when they actually made the pick. Yeah. It's insane that they gave him like 3 minutes on the clock, but then they announced the pick. He comes up, puts the sweater on, then he walks into the little fucking cuck room to talk to the fucking GM or whatever, which is awkward and stuff. Like, okay, cool. And then they go bring him on stage, like back to the media stage, and they're interviewing him, his fucking mom, his dad, his brothers, his cousins, his fucking ex-girlfriend, his first grade English teacher. Like, it was too much, man. Just make the fucking pick. Give him either give like a longer clock, like 10 minutes, or just cut all the fucking bullshit out, man. It was bad.
So hold on. The NFL draft is like, that takes forever. And they had 3 minutes per pick.
Yes.
Like, to me, and you know what? I think Joey, if you pull up Joey's comment back up, that probably was the right thing. It was 3 minutes plus another 3 minutes for interviews, and then plus another 3 minutes for commercials. That's a total of 9 minutes for each pick to do the interviews and do that. We were third. Again, you see longer times in the NFL draft. I mean, what's so different about this?
Yeah, I feel like the NFL draft is faster. I will say,
we're timing it. We're timing it for the next NFL draft.
We should time it, but I think an easier solution is, even if they say it's 3 minutes long, just make the clock 10 minutes long, and then you're not worrying about it. But the fact that they say 3 minutes and it's technically 27, I'm like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah. So I've got a little insider info on this whole thing, and I'll drop that a little bit later. But I just to give you an idea, Johnny, between the two Blackhawks picks, so basically 22 picks in between 3 and 25 was 3 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
That's a goddamn Lord of the Rings movie.
So
it was like 9:30, right? At pick 25.
Yep, exactly. Yep. And so, and the fucked up part about the whole thing is they had to pay extra for their time slot because they went overtime. They went like 32 minutes over runtime. So, yeah.
On pay-per-view, like
maybe
WWE.
Maybe I wasn't complaining so much because after when the Blackhawks picked, I fucking jetted out.
Yeah.
I went to the party. So I'm like, that wasn't too bad.
I think also the most, I think one of the funniest things too was when they would show the war rooms after they make the pick. They're just standing there no one's clapping or happy or they just made the pick, and it's like just a bunch of people just staring around like they just fucking got noticed that someone died, and it's like, holy shit, are you guys not happy that you just selected the guy like Michael Misa or Antoine Frondel? No one's happy.
Yeah. So I'll just tell you guys now.
Just real quick, was it me when they asked him like, how are you Frondell, when they asked him, are you excited to be a part of the Blackhawks organization? And I think he said it's kind of funny and cool. Did I hear that right? Or was he trying to say fun and cool?
No, he did say it. His first language is Sweden, so he doesn't speak English. So so that was just broken English or whatever. But so little insider info. Gary Bettman did not want to do it this way. He wanted everything to be in person. And they're saying that there might be a little bit of a little sabotage because he was really pissed off that they had it in person. And so the reason why they weren't starting the clocks and stuff like that, from what I've heard, is there were some internet issues. And if you noticed or whatever with a lot of the picks, like Jason just said, when they made the picks, they weren't clapping. It's because they couldn't get a good feed. And so it was just whatever they had a picture of from
Telemundo internet at the NHL draft. That's brutal. Yep. I mean, we've lived through that back when Johnny was in the basement apartment. Not anymore. But this is the NHL we're talking about. You're telling me they can't get the Elon Musk satellites or at least some Comcast internet?
Well, they're trying to say that Gary might not have wanted it to be good internet because he wants it all to be in person and be a big thing. And I mean, I don't know if you guys
you know what, you guys are getting too much. This NHL is getting too much shine. They're pulling a Patrick Ewing frozen envelope situation now. We're getting the tinfoil hats out.
Dude, I mean, if you ask Jason, man, Gary was he was going a little extra on himself a lot during those first few
There's
picks.
Another thing also too I was going to mention. I feel like he likes to be a heel. He likes being booed. He's like, "Oh, come on, you could do better than that."
Goodell does the same thing. Goodell does the same thing too now.
Yeah,
but it took him a while. It took him a while to get there.
He likes getting booed.
Yeah. I don't know. Pay me that much, you can boo the shit out of me every time you want, and then I'll go up there smiling too.
Yeah. All right. Let's pay a quick ad from our sponsor.
We're getting there.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're getting there.
The BumCast is proudly sponsored by Windy City Sports Cards, who specializes in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you are a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, or Cubs, they have you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast selection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. So visit their online store at 312WindyCitySportsCards.com to find exactly what you are looking for to complete your collection or discover a new favorite. All right. As we announced last week, we are going to be on site for the Elite Icons in Windy City Sports Cards World Series reunion Sunday, July 13th at the Hyatt Regency McCormick Place. Can't wait to do that. So we are not going to be streaming live. It's going to be just on-site entertainment. So if you're attending, please stop by. We'll be next to the World Series trophy. So you can come say hi to us. We're going to be doing some man in the street. We'll do some trivia, so talk some White Sox, obviously 05, and it's going to be a good live show while you get your autographs and get your pictures taken and all that stuff. But one thing we did want to announce today that we were just told, so kind of little breaking news. Tickets for this event are being cut off this Friday. So if you are still waiting to get a ticket for an autograph, get it before Friday, because after that, you're going to be SOL. And the other big announcement was they announced it yesterday. Aaron Rowan is going to be making an appearance, but not on July 13th. He will be August 9th at Elite Icons location in Westmont, 93 West 61st Street in Westmont. So get your tickets for that if you need something from Aaron Rowan, because another one who does rare appearances.
Yeah, and he was on the Score today explaining why he cannot be at the World Series reunion weekend, either at the Elite Icons event or at the stadium for all of the ceremonies there. Unfortunately, he's got a trip planned that he can't back out of. He was talking all about it on 670 to Score. But luckily enough, the guys at Elite Icons were able to secure them for the following month. So if you're looking to complete, one of those autograph collections, or you're worried that you're not going to get Aaron Rowan's autograph, you can get it the following month.
Yep. And everyone from 05, almost everyone from 05 is going to be there. So we got, Hawk Contreras, Sweaty Freddy, John Garland, El Duque, AJ. It's everyone. And like I said, bring those Coke cans for Juan Uribe.
I think we should get at least a Coke can signed. I think he'll do it. You think he'll do it?
I think he'll do it.
I think he'll do it too.
Yeah. All right. We got a packed show today because we had Hawks, we got Bulls, we got Sox, and then we're gonna be also doing some Mary Fuck Kill 90s rock albums. So let's get started because we got a jam-packed show here. So we'll start off Friday with I know we'll talk Bulls in a couple minutes here, but which we rarely do.
I'm excited how this is gonna go. We don't ever talk Bulls unless it's shitting on Scottie Pippen.
That's true. But on Friday, Hawks had 3 first-round draft picks. They traded back into the first round for pick 29, but they started off with picks 3 and 25. And the first one was Anton Frandell from Sweden, as Dougie mentioned. We were doing a lot of content on Friday for the event, and we kind of, me and Joey P were on the side of we wanted Michael Misa. I wanted Michael Misa just for the punny content, so we could do shirts like Misa horny for goals or something like,
I was thinking in shirt terms. I appreciate
that. Dougie, you wanted Anton Frandell and you actually you had a special interview, so I'll let you tell you about that.
Yeah, I was able to just shoot shot over there and talk to Panger and got his little instant reaction on the whole thing. He was basically in agreement of the reason why I liked him was, the Hawks needed a big guy up front, a nice two-way player, and that's exactly what we ended up getting. I mean, I was hoping that we were going to get big this draft, and actually Frandell was the smallest guy we drafted. Everybody else is a monster. I mean, we got, the 25th pick was 6'6", 29, 6'6", 60, 6'2", 6'1.5" at 98, and 6'4", 6'5", and 6'3". So we got big everywhere.
They drafted a basketball team. They drafted better than the Bulls did.
Well, they needed forwards, and they took a shitload of forwards. They took it was basically one defenseman, one goalie, and the rest were all forwards. So it's nice to see them go ahead and target what they needed. This is I believe the first time in NHL history, because I couldn't find it. Over the last 4 years, they've had 11 first-round picks, which is just insane. So I've never seen anything like that. The one thing that I really thought was ingenious about this whole draft was trading back into the first round for that third pick that we had with Mason West. Kid's 6'6". They drafted him out of high school. He's actually a big time high school football player, and already told the team that he's going back for his senior year of high school to play football because he wants to win a state championship. Now that got me a little nervous to hear that. Obviously being a quarterback, you're going to, basically the hardest position in football, for hits and injuries and shit like that besides a running back. But, it scared me a little bit, but then digging a little bit deeper into this whole thing, he's getting Division I offers for football. He's already committed to Michigan State, and he said after this season, he's not playing football again. That's it.
Yeah, right. He's going to win this championship. They're going to get cucked by Urban Meyer or whoever is giving him more NIL money. This is the worst news you could have given me, Dougie. This guy's going to play football.
In the NHL, the reason why I believe that Kyle Davison traded back into the first, if your first round pick doesn't end up signing and playing for your team, that becomes a conditional pick later on. So
what round?
A gamble. What's up?
What round though?
One round back. So it'll be a second round pick then. So
it'll be a terrible move.
But no, I'm just saying it would basically be what they gave up to get to this, to get him in general or whatever.
So it's a risk. It's a risk.
So it's a little bit of a risk, but there's a ton of reward with it, because obviously the guy's, he's got the talent, and everything like that. And like I said, he's already committed to Michigan State to play hockey there. So, I mean, like I said,
I was going to go back to Sweden probably, right?
There's a good chance or whatever, and I actually wouldn't mind to see him go back to Sweden or whatever if he doesn't make the lineup right out of the gates or whatever. I'd rather see him go to Sweden. Their league ends at the end of March or beginning of March, somewhere in that timetable. So I would much rather see him go back and play in Sweden for the better part of this year, and then after that trade deadline towards the end of the season, you bring him up like you did with Lechinov and stuff like that later on in the season. I'd much rather see that. I think he's really the only guy that you're going to see in the future anytime soon. Your other 2 first-round picks, you're looking, 2-3 years, at the minimum. And then your other picks, there's two dudes at the bottom of the draft that they picked at 107 and 163. I had never heard of them, so I had to look them up. There is no tape of them at all besides fights.
They drafted the Bushwhackers from Parts Unknown.
The Hanson brothers.
Yes. They just drafted 2 mean dudes, man, and it's basically all it is. I was looking up videos for them, and the only thing I could find was it's called hockeyfights.com, and they had videos of them on there just throwing down. So the most thing I love about the Antoine Frondel signing is like Dougie really wanted this guy so bad. And when they drafted him, he's like, yeah. He saw the face. And then as soon as he goes to Rockford, he's going to be, boo!
Yeah, he's going to boo his ass.
Fuck him. He's a bum. I don't want to see him.
That's a good point. That's a great point, Jason.
Yeah.
All
right. So that's our Hawks recap. So let's get to our next headline, Peter.
All right, I'm excited about this only because one, I said you got to start practicing the pronunciations, but the Bulls drafted 2 dudes. Jason, take it away.
Yeah. So first, I'm going to say, did anyone really care about the NBA draft?
I am shocked you wanted to talk Chicago Bulls. So no,
I wanted to talk more of the Lonzo Ball stuff, but
okay.
We drafted from France Noah Essengay. So welcome to enjoying the play-in tournament every year, my man. And then Lachlan Ulbrich, who
that's good.
Who knows who? It's a second round pick.
Yeah, pick 55. You never know. Obviously, there's some people at the end of the second round that turn out to be all-stars, but few and far between. Pick 12 from France. I saw. 6'9", 194 pounds. That's like Jesus. As soon as he gets here, take him to Au Cheval and maybe a couple steaks. We need to
Portillo's.
Portillo's. No, we're taking him to Chickies. Have a couple 2-3 beefs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry,
because we need to get this guy a little bit more meat on his bones. But yeah, that was the extent of my draft analysis.
Yeah, it's the Bulls making bowl selections again, because watching that draft was so depressing, knowing that we were tails never fails or Josh Giddey brick from half court of getting Cooper Flag. And that's very depressing when you realize how close we were to getting number 1 overall draft pick again with minimal, micro odds.
By no credit of their own.
Well, my only the confusing thing is that going into free agency now, I keep on hearing all these trade pieces with Vooch and Kobe White and all that. If you're gonna plan to do that, obviously the Ball, I think I heard that more before the draft, but now I'm hearing Kobe White, they're trying to do something or Vooch go to the Warriors or something like that. To me, if you were gonna go that route, I'd rather you address to get somebody. I'm not saying this Noah guy's gonna be bad or great. I don't know. He's just a rookie. He could be good. I don't want to say anything. Hopefully he does well. But there were other players out there in the draft, because I do watch college basketball, that we probably could have took. But we ended up going to, with somebody that I guess AK really likes and scouts that, who likes as well too. So, I mean, we'll see, man. But I mean, right now that like I'm hearing other trade rumors, like it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know if they're trading pieces to get draft picks back or
no, they don't trade draft picks.
No,
they don't trade for draft picks.
No, but that's the thing is that all the Ball, DeRozan, and then
Caruso.
Yeah.
None of them were like draft picks. So like I just don't understand what the front office is doing.
So
there's some IO trade rumors I saw today. That'll make some people. That'll be fun.
So this is what I kind of want to talk about too with the Bulls, because again, we hardly talk any Bulls. I think we're all apathetic to the Bulls and AK and Eversley and all them. But they traded Lonzo Ball to Cleveland for Isaac Okoro, okay, which I thought they should have traded him at the deadline last season when he came back. Instead, they signed him to that 2-year deal, which I didn't think made any sense for at that time. But okay, so they're trading him now. But you traded Lonzo, Caruso, DeMar, and Levine, and you don't get any fucking draft picks back. You got your own pick back. In a league that trades draft picks like they're fucking shots at a bar, like you couldn't get any fucking draft picks back. Like I think, like ESPN, like Carmen DeFalco and like Eddie Barstow were talking about it this morning, and I think they nailed it on the head. Is that for some reason AK doesn't like value draft picks the way that other teams do, like Oklahoma City, like just winning it, and built like with 1 million draft picks. They like these, like take a flyer, take a chance, a rebuild, a reclamation project kind of thing. And I'm like getting flashbacks, like maybe Kenny Williams is secretly running the Bulls, because this has Kenny Williams stink all over it. How he would always be like, I'm going to trade for this guy in his down year, and Coop's going to fix him, or he's going to have a bounce back year in a new change of scenery and everything. And I'm sick of the Bulls, like just fucking trading for people that like are on down years.
I hate to break it to you, Jason. That's exactly what poverty franchises have to do, is they have to take shots on these guys. And unfortunately, the Bulls and the White Sox and everyone else that's in the third biggest market in America, they're mostly acting and running teams like poverty franchises. They're running these teams like they don't know what they're doing, because they don't know what they're doing. You have to take flyers and you have to take risks, and you take dumb risks because you're not running the team properly.
Well, I don't get it. Like, because AK, when he first came here, he was signing players. He was doing everything right. And now they're just going completely backwards. And it just nothing that they're doing as far as the moves is concerned is making any sense. Like, even the draft picks are not making any sense either.
I'm so upset I need a beer.
Attaboy.
There you go.
And
what is that at O'Doul's?
No, like it's a Stone IPA.
Like a very Jerry Reinsdorf thing, they are failing upwards because they just gave him a contract extension.
Yeah.
Which they didn't, again, the stupid ass backwards franchise. They don't announce it. They do this shit like in secrecy. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, he's got an extension. He's going to be here for a while. And then everyone get pissed off because, like, again, I think AK's knows now, after seeing how long Garpax just completely continue to fail, that he knows he's never getting fired. Yeah, he's under the Jerry Iron Dome of fucking suck, right? So he's never so he's just like, I don't gotta do fucking shit. I'm gonna do the bare ass minimum. I'm not gonna build for the future and have a successful team. I'm just gonna collect my paycheck, and then whenever I get fired, I get fired. But like, this is Kenny Williams 2.0. It's Kenny Williams in a fucking Bulls front office.
But you could point at Kenny Williams. You could say Garpax, Ted Phillips for a long time with the Bears. The Stan Bowman, like the Chicago teams have a history of rewarding just.
I can't take these names anymore.
I'm sorry, that's what it is. But I was about to say they nailed Matas, so hopefully they run it back and nail this Asenge guy, because it's like, maybe that's the one thing they could figure out. Almost like White Sox with pitchers. Maybe the one thing you could figure out is some European with some length. They did it with Laurie, and then they ran him out of town. They also did it with who was the other guy? I mean, they've done it multiple times.
But that's the thing. It seems like forever the Bulls have a piece. I mean, and then they either get rid of it or trade it, or like,
or they don't want to like surround that
wanna...
piece with other great pieces. Like, yeah, it's amazing that like Adam Silver just like lets like one of the I wouldn't say charter, but like top franchises in the NBA just get away with being shitty and mediocre. Like you want the Bulls to be good. You want like the Celtics, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Bulls. You want those teams to be fucking good. And the fact that he's letting Jerry and AK run this franchise into the fucking ground.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to Adam Silver and the rest of the owners, because guess what? That stadium's still fucking packed. Mm-hmm. Bulls games are jam packed. I mean, same with Hawks games and stuff. Like it doesn't matter to them. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
at the end of the tunnel.
We'll talk. Maybe.
No, I could see some like promise in the Hawks. Like I can't see it in the Bulls.
I mean, they haven't made the playoffs in a better part of a decade.
Yeah, but they got at least like they're drafting well, and they're getting guys that seem to be.
We think so. If Bedard leaves in a year, then we're back to square one.
Then we're fucked.
He just said this weekend he wants to stay in Chicago for the rest of his playing career. So
yeah, so did Kane too, and look at where he's at.
Yeah. Shout out Jonathan Taves. He's back in the NHL. That was a feel good story this week.
Yeah, that's good that he's
All right, enough Bulls talk. We got one more headline, Peter.
The COVIDs.
This is out of left field. But I figured we could talk about it. Jason, you sent it to the group.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel says that Brian will return in the final Fast and Furious movie.
What are we doing here? I mean, like I know like the Fast and Furious franchise has jumped the shark like a long time ago, but let the guy, like they wrote him off, I think in a good sense, right?
I mean, as good as they could have.
Yes.
He wrote himself off into a tree, didn't he?
Yeah. Wow, you son of a
Dougie, come on.
He's just mad.
So, I mean, is this going to be?
That's too
Is this going to be more just AI bullshit, AI splicing? Like
it's going to be his brother. His two brothers look exactly like him, and that's what they did with that other movie. Is the brothers are stand-in, and then it's going to be AI. Everything's going to be AI. Everything we know is going to be AI.
I mean, I'm hoping that this is finally going to be the last one because I'm sick of the fucking Fast and Furious movies now. But let the guy rest in peace, man. Like you kind of, like I said, you did it a good way that ended that on the one movie, whatever it was 5 or 6. I don't know. There's too fucking many of them. But
I think it was closer to 7 or 8, maybe.
Yeah, but don't bring them back. It's egregious, man.
I don't even understand how they got to 10. I thought at a certain
10
point
part 2. This is technically 11.
Yes, technically 11.
Well, whatever. I'm just, it's crazy how they got to this point. It doesn't make any sense. Especially, Jason, you're right. It doesn't make sense to bring him back as well, too. Unless it's going to be like a flashback, obviously, of something. But, no, it doesn't make any sense. And I don't know if you guys seen Vin Diesel lately. But, he's got a good dad bod going on right now.
It's
less. He got the Debo Samuel body going.
It's one of us.
It's less Diesel and more unleaded. It's not necessarily all that great. I saw the announcement. I saw the announcement when he made it, and the big deal was that they're bringing Brian O'Connor back. They're bringing the franchise back to LA, and it's going to be rooted in street racing again. And that's probably what they have to do for this final one, because literally 2 episodes ago or series ago, they literally shot Ludacris into space. And then I'm like, this is fucking crazy now. They shot Ludacris.
That's watches. Whatever one that was, when I saw him build his fucking like station wagon or whatever it was, and it shot this, I'm like, I'm fucking completely done with this. This is the stupidest shit.
They're guilty pleasures of mine. I like the first one. I love. I'll go to the grave.
It was great.
Defending the first one, but then after that, they were just fun popcorn flicks. But yeah, they got bad real.
I like the one that when they were in Brazil.
Yeah, that was the last like decent one. That was just
Yeah.
like a normal popcorn movie. Then they went
Especially-
crazy.
especially Cop, that lady cop.
Yeah, then they're jumping cars off
Submarines.
buildings in Dubai. Yeah, submarines. The longest runway in the history of the earth that for some reason the plane could not take off in 37 minutes. It just kept on just rolling and rolling and rolling.
Yeah, that plane like rolled all through Siberia, like the entire
37-minute runway. Plane couldn't take off. Fucking get out of here. All right. Let's get some White Sox talk, guys, because it was a good week, I guess.
good week. We're also at the halfway point of the Major League Baseball season, so we're right at like halfway there.
So let's start with Saturday, guys. Whiskey at Comiskey. We want to thank everyone for coming out. We appreciate it. And thank you to our sponsors, Maker's Mark, Other Half Brewing from Ramova, and as well as Firewater Barbecue, who served up a bunch of tasty, moist, juicy meats. Another big hit. And I gotta be honest, guys, we might have pissed off some people at the Sox game.
Do tell. Explain, please.
Well, Firewater brought their smoker. They just pulled in the lot like bosses. And that's if you guys know about the Sox, they do not like anything weird in lot B. So no tents, no smokers, no umbrellas. But they kind of just accepted it, and I think it was a good. We got to piss some people off, but it was worth it. It was a good piss off.
100% worth it. I hope this is the catalyst that maybe they let people, or at least us, rethink the no smokers thing, because it went out like gangbusters. And if you noticed, I wish I didn't have any pictures of it, but Firewater Barbecue fed like every CPD officer that was in the area. There was some workers grabbing food, some Sox workers grabbing food. And if they could do that, maybe you turn the other way when the bums are coming once a month and bring in their smoker with, because the wood smoke barbecue made a huge difference. It was fresh. It was cooked on premises. They didn't have to cater. And I'm not complaining about the catering at the opening day tailgate, because the food was phenomenal. But you could tell that the wood smoker was right there. The entire parking lot smelled great. It was a hot ass day. So if it was, maybe perfuming some wood instead of like the typical BOs, this was a good thing. This is a good thing.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone who came out. We had a great time. A lot of great. I mean, we had to deal with the heat. Obviously, no tents or umbrellas or anything like that. But you can go through the slides, Peter. There were some people there who were like tailgating, close by, and they were starting to pop up tents, and it was like, oh, you're gonna get yelled at. Like, you might as well just start taking it down. So there were some noobs in lot B. But good vibes all around. Some Malort was had. I fucked up, guys. I did not bring the Plinko table as I said I was going to, but the Plinko board will be for Sox Cubs July 26th. I did not. I thought it was when I took it out of the box. I thought it was going to be like quick snap, snap together, lock it, and it's a whole lot of assembly. There's lights and a bunch of screws and everything. And I was like, fuck, I'm not doing this in my hot ass garage right now. So.
Yeah. Also, you have that picture up with Gordo. I'm glad that Gordo stopped by as well too.
He was good.
Good to see Gordo.
I was giving him shit. He was getting pushed and kind of like valeted through lot B, and I made the Homer Simpson joke that here I am using my legs like a chump.
Yeah, it was great seeing Gordo out there.
Yeah, it's
always good.
Good to see him.
Yeah. Of course, our man John Schifrin stopped by. Got to tell us some inside stories about the Toronto Skywalk. Yeah, the Tower Walk. So always great to see our guy stop by and hang out. Talking with the fans and taking pictures and kissing babies too.
Literally shaking hands and kissing babies. This guy could run for office at this point. But yeah, so this was Jason, and we talked about to the people there. It was a good amount of people, but definitely more low key than opening day or some of our bigger tailgates, which was nice for John because I felt like he could stay a little bit longer without all of the crowd and talk to us I think this is the longest I talked to John besides like Sox Fest, and he was just hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Like at a tailgate, he was just hanging out. He had time for everybody, and then we talked for a good long time about Toronto, and I talked to him about Dan Plesac in the booth and a couple other things that that were kind of fun to learn and things like that. So we appreciated his time.
Yeah. And of course, I had to come home. Me being a pickle slut, I came home with the entire tray of pickles.
So I need to know, what does the tray look like now?
Dude, there's so many fucking pickles. There's
how much
so
of a dent?
It does not look like I made a dent at all in it. There's so many fucking pickles in this thing.
If you're calling yourself a pickle slut, I want to pickle slut shame you, but you're telling me you didn't.
I mean,
it's gonna be a tummy ache.
I've been eating. My blood pressure is through the roof probably right now from so much fucking sodium from these pickles that I should probably have like the machine like just attached to me at all times, you know. But I'll take a picture and send it to you guys. It doesn't look like I made any work into that tray.
Yeah.
Ooh,
you know what?
We got a challenge over here.
We got an ad coming in a little bit, Jason. Can you run and go grab some pickles?
I can go grab some pickles.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah, so that, and then had a full tray of mac and cheese too, but there's no way I'm getting that done.
All that food was great. I loved it. I tried the pulled pork, and I tried the chicken. It was a chicken, right?
Yeah, the chicken was awesome. The jalapeno cheddar brats.
Yeah,
the jalapeno cheddar brats were so good, man. So good.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to have Firewater back out for July 26th. So wait to more news on that. But
it sounds like it's getting good.
Yes, but we do have a new sponsor for Whiskey at Comiskey because we have a lot of whiskey. And we bring tequila, but now we have an official tequila partner who's going to be debuting for Sox Cubs tailgate. And so we'll have Michter's doing the bourbon with our good friend Raven. She'll be on site. And then we're going to have Manuscrito Tequila, new to the Chicagoland area, added a free tequila. The owner of the company will be there talking about it. And they're going to do some pours. They'll do some cocktails. And you'll get to learn about all the additive free tequila they do. They do actually do like higher proof tequila than normal. So they have like, I think it's like what, like 88 is like 84, 88 is like their standard tequila, and then
standard, and then they got a high proof that's I believe is 101.
101, 102. So they have two, but they're both really good tequilas. If you see them, they are in your local liquor stores right now. So if you see them, I would highly recommend picking up a bottle. But they will be on site. Hopefully the rest of the summer, giving you some tequila as we try to expand our portfolio for your people and just give the people what they want.
Absolutely. And again, I'm wearing a hat. Ramova other half has been rocking and rolling all Whiskey at Comiskey long. I'm actually drinking the Jack Daniel's Coca-Cola that they also, so they gave us a bunch of IPAs and the good people over at the Ramova also gave us a bunch of these. I saw a lot of people drinking them. I didn't have one. I typically don't mess with these during the tailgate, but I'm like, I don't want to drink beer during the show tonight. I popped this cherry one and I got another one as a backup. They're delicious. They're pretty nice.
They're good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Like
I hadn't had them before.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So before we get to some midseason grades here, a couple notes I want to go over with you guys. First off, Jonathan Cannon returned to the rotation the other day after being on the DL, and 4 strikeouts, 3 innings, no decision on Sunday. But I want to know from you guys, with the success now of Adrian Hauser and Aaron Savale, is Jonathan Cannon going in the bullpen when God damn it, Davis Martin return?
Davis Martin.
If Davis
when
Martin
he returns. Yeah,
when
he returns from the injured list.
Everyone's ready to ship someone off at the trade deadline, probably Savale, maybe Hauser. But what I've been saying is, like, all these young arms, they're going to need some rest. Go to a 6-man rotation. Especially in the dead of summer. And Steve Stone was talking about it on Sunday. I was watching the game at home, and he was talking about how there's days coming up this in July where you have 6 games in a row, and you could definitely, maybe go to the 6-man rotation. But then he talks about, pitchers being a creature of habit, and they probably won't want to do that. But I'm like, all these guys are young and they don't really have a say so, right? It's not like Mark Burley's going out there and saying, hey, I want to pitch every 5th day. It's like, you could rest their arms and kind of like prolong this. So for now, I think, he's just part of the rotation, Jay. Like, he looked fine. He looked fine in the no decision.
Right now, it's great timing too. We're getting really close to the All-Star break. It's a good time to reset and do something new.
Yeah,
the 8-man rotation.
No. But his next start is going to be against Colorado this week. So see how he does. I mean, they got to win, but they got the Dodgers 3 games. So I'm curious to see, because they took 2 out of 3 against Toronto in Toronto. Then not so good against the Diamondbacks, but then at home 2 of 3 against the Giants, which maybe they're frauds. I thought the Giants seemed like they're a decent team, but maybe they're leaning more on the fraudish side.
I would say more stinky than good, but they're better. They're
We're
better than frauds.
So we punched up there. So I'm not expecting them. I'm almost 100% certain that they're going to get swept by the Dodgers, right? But at least don't get blown out. Like, let's keep it close. Maybe you lose a couple close games, but I'm just hoping for no blowouts.
Yeah.
Did they say who the pitchers were going to be for the 3-game series?
So Yamamoto, Kershaw, and May for the Dodgers.
No, for the Sox.
We got Shane Smith, Burke, and then Savale.
Yeah, definitely sweep by the White Sox.
Obviously, there's gonna be times this season, and there has been, and I feel like early in the year the Yankees kick their ass, and it's just like they're gonna lose against these better teams. They're like, you're just outmanned, you're out punched. But like, they were 10-16 in June. If they could go like similar, in July, that's all you could hope for. As long as we keep saying, like the Kyle Teal double yesterday, that really, like, we just need flashes. We need that like carrot dangling at the end of the stick or horse or whatever the analogy is, for like just to keep us, because it that's what's fun. Chase Meidroth with the okie doke slide. That was electric. Like, just give me more of that, which is, again, like I'll say, we just didn't see that last year. So like, that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, the Dodgers series that you said you just hope you don't get blown out. They're gonna get blown out, but it's fine. I just need the little flashes of good.
So are we gonna put Ohtani bets, home run bets every game?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Johnny sounds like he already bet on him.
He's got them all.
Future bets.
I think there might be a couple 2 home run Ohtani bets.
Ooh,
I might have to throw down.
That's a good one.
Dinger Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, 50% home run, 2 home run Dinger Tuesday for Ohtani.
Oh boy! All right, you better put that in. We'll flash it on the Twitter.
I'll put that in. Burke's pitching, so I feel like that's they're off today. So sorry. Smith hasn't been pitching the past couple starts. So Dinger Tuesday I might start off with a 2 home run Ohtani bet.
Noda and right field, and he's gonna get it inside the park. That'd be electric. But I listened to a little of the Sox Machine podcast, and Josh was on vacation this week. So like, I guess the other guys, James and Jim, text him or something about Ryan Noda being in right field. And I'm like, I could just imagine Josh being like, what the fuck are they doing? But yeah, we're getting weird with it. I like it.
Yeah. Kyle Teal, Peter, you're going back. I wanted to say, like, after he's up to, hitting 319 right now. He had a great weekend against the Giants. We gotta see him in the lineup every day, unless it's a day off. We can't be doing this on off shit that he's doing. Find a way to DH him or something. Like, get him in. He's got to get in the games consistently every day. I mean,
I agree. Call up Corey Lee just for the protection. If you're so worried about someone getting hurt and not having, losing that roster, the DH spot. But yeah, call up 3 catchers. It doesn't matter. We said let's get weird. Put Ryan Noda in right field. Put Corey Lee in right field. I don't give a fuck. Now, I've seen people say like, oh, well, Kyle Teal played a little bit of right field in college, and maybe he could go there. And I was the one saying, don't put him in first. Don't put him in right field. Just keep him at DH and catcher. So if we want to get weird with the people that you could. Doesn't matter if they get hurt. Yeah, it don't matter.
Who are weird? Who
the
are
Suicide
weird?
Squad, if you will. They're expendable. There's some guys like Mydroff and Teal that are not expendable. Don't put them in weird positions. Although Mydroff's playing shortstop, and now he's pretty good there too.
Yeah. Lou Bob hit his 8th home run of the year on Tuesday, and then immediately used all his power and tore his hamstring. Well, didn't say tore his hamstring, but hurt his hamstring. Is he purposely taking his value here by every time he gets a little flash of power, he immediately hurts himself, and then now no one's going to trade for him?
Maybe he just wants to.
That's a bold strategy.
Maybe he wants to stay in Chicago so bad that he's worried about doing too good.
That could be a thing. He might be like, I feel like something's happening here in Chicago.
You know what's funny is, so Jason, you talked about the meeting we had with Neil from Elite Icons. We were there today talking about the World Series reunion, and I was telling them how my uncle on my dad's side of the family charters boats, and I said a lot of baseball players like to charter boats on their off day, and not 2 hours later, I see a picture with all of the Cubs on the boat in the playpen, and I said there's a lot of White Sox that love the playpen. If you got a boat and you're out there, they are out there a lot, and Lou Bob might be one of them. He might be in the playpen right now as we speak. So maybe he loves Chicago too much.
So maybe you're thinking he likes the boats and hose a little too much.
And Domino's. He loves Domino's too.
You bring a couple Domino's pizza on the boat. Maybe
I know that's not a Chicago
little
thing.
Jack Daniel Coca-Cola. You have yourself a nice Monday night, Tuesday night.
Yeah. But he's on the IL for 10 days, and it's like every time we think we get close to potentially trading him, he just hurts himself again, and it's frustrating as hell, man, because he had so much potential, and then the fact that he's not going to be tradable, and we're gonna decline the option at the end of the year, and we're gonna get basically nothing. Yeah, they have to, but then we're gonna get nothing for him.
Yeah,
but garbage in, garbage out, right?
I'll make the bold prediction. I'm gonna do it right now, and maybe the Jack Daniels is going down too smooth. I think he's gonna be your starting center fielder next year.
How many drinks are you in right now?
No, just this one. Just this one. I'm
what is it like? Yeah, like 13% alcohol.
I'm basically sober.
7%, right?
Yeah, 7% alcohol. I'm fine. You know what? I'm drinking a water. Sons of bitches.
Shaming. Now he's rethinking what he said.
Yeah,
he's drinking water.
No, I'll put it out there.
All right, last Sox note I have for you guys before we get to our grades. Noah Syndergaard. Chris always gets his man. Is he gonna see the majors? You think Thor's gonna find his stuff again?
He hasn't pitched in damn near more than 2 years, right?
Since 2023.
Yeah.
So yeah, damn
Where's he
near
like
2
that softball league or something?
Yeah, he's
pick him up from.
He's throwing 16-inch with the guys from 670 to score or something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but like we talked about with the Bears the Bulls, like these are the kind of guys, these are the kind of projects that you have to, pick up and hopefully, he does his rehab stint or, get him ready in Arizona and just let him eat some innings. That's what you got to do. Eat some innings. It's like Savale, like everyone else. It's like you need a couple arms. I don't know if Noah's going to give you anything, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I figured that they may have just brought him in, just as a filler guy. Like if we start really trading away some pieces and stuff like that,
Well, that too. Yeah,
I think that. Yeah,
just something or whatever.
Somebody
buys jersey.
Ramp them up and have them eat innings in the end of August and September.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call this one. He gets called up he's going to have one unbelievable start, or one unbelievable outing, I should say, and then he's going to turn back into a pumpkin. Very.
Do we know? And I don't know. Does he still have the Thor hair? Does he still have the long hair?
Oh, it's a good question.
It's a good question.
Because that's what tell him we're gonna ramp you up. We're gonna work out the arm, but you also have to start growing out the hair, so we can at least make a bobblehead out of you next year when you throw a couple.
If we're talking Thor, maybe he has to go Thor from Infinity War, and get the short hair. From from Ragnarok.
No, you need long hair Thor. Don't give me short hair Thor. That's not how this works.
What if he shows up and he's fat Thor from Endgame? Tank top.
That's probably the Thor we're getting.
You know what? Thor Ragnarok, when he had the short hair, that was probably one of the best Marvel movies. So maybe we want him to have short hair.
Also, people forget we already have a Thor on this team, and it's Thorpe.
Two Thors?
He's injured.
We got two Thors. One's the Natalie Portman version, and one's the fat Thor version.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some quick mid-season grades here, Peter. What do you got?
No, I was just gonna ask you guys. I mean, we don't have to go, position by position or anything like that. But just as an overall, obviously last year was horrendous, and we were fucking in it. And we keep saying how it feels better. So overall, I'll just say Will Venable, and then the team. Will Venable grade, and then the team grade.
Let's go Will, pitching, and then the offense.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. For Will, I'm giving him right now C-. I think he's much better than Pedro Grifol. He's light years better than Pedro, but he's got a lot of growing pains. I don't think he's completely figured out the lineups just yet. As I mentioned with Teal, Cuero, that kind of stuff. And some of just the pitching decisions he's made, as far as leaving a guy in there too long, taking him out too early, the whole losing to DH, debacle and stuff. So he's still growing, but the clubhouse is better. There's no drama. There's, I don't want to punch him in the face when I see him like I did with Pedro. When he talks, I don't get upset. I don't get angry. So I'm giving him a C-, but it's on a curve.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, they're your grades. I would think C- is a little harsh considering the players he has to deal with. And like you mentioned, the bullpen at the beginning of the year was so atrocious. It didn't matter who you put out there. Like, they were going to be bad. Now they've gotten a little bit better of late. The starting pitching has been great. We'll get to that in a minute. But I think Will Venable done a great job. Yeah, the weird game, I was at the Pope game, or the Pope Mass that I was at when he lost the DH in extras and stuff. That was a weird scenario. But overall, I just don't see him, he's definitely not costing you any games. And he's not like,
I think there's a couple games. I think there was a couple games he cost us in the beginning of the season by some pitching decisions, but I don't think it's as egregious as it was with Pedro.
Yeah, so I think he's on the up and up. I would go a solid B for Will Venable.
Okay. I also do believe that Jason went a little too hard, but not as hard as Peter thought. I was going to give him a solid just C. Yes, I think there were a lot of games at the beginning where he was just trying to figure out the team, and you got to kind of give that to him. And especially with look at how many transactions there have been. I mean, dude, every time, and it's never like one guy for one guy, like these White Sox transactions are like, these 6 guys, and it's like, it's a paragraph every time, and it's like, how do you judge like how he's doing when he's constantly being thrown new guys, or guys are getting hurt, and I understand that's his job, but like, there ain't much talent, there ain't much talent on this team. So it's so hard to judge him. Yes, the mental errors aren't going to help his case. But I think a solid C is a fair grade.
I'll say the same thing too with C. It's just because, these are the players he's been dealt with. You know, he doesn't have a real superstar there. A lot of young prospects coming up. You know, it's kind of like what ifs on a lot of things. They're trying to see if anything sticks on the wall. You know, and some of these players are sticking. Others are you know, they're going back to the minors and being, you know, how we mentioned it, they're 4A players. You know, so I mean, they're trying. I know he's trying. Clubhouse is definitely a lot better, for sure. And like I said, I mean, he's going to make mistakes in his first year, so I'm not going to go too harsh on him making a couple of mistakes here and there. Now, if he's in the league for second or third year, yeah, then it's going to be like, you know, well, this is something, you know, you're doing in your rookie season, but as a coach, but yeah, I would say C as well too, a solid C. I agree with Dougie. I'm just, obviously you got to give the guy a chance. And like I said, we don't have any big time superstars on this team. And you know, if we end up, you know, hopefully with this Ishbia stuff, I'm just hoping that there's some sort of funds coming in, but that's just me wishful thinking. But yeah, I don't I like him. I like what he's doing right now. And it's definitely, I've been watching more White Sox games this year than I have last year. I think for the most part, everybody has, because they've been more fun to watch this year, even though they're at the record that they're at.
All right, pitching. I think pitching, I'm giving a B+ to the pitching.
So are we splitting starting pitching and bullpen? Because that's where I'm getting. Yeah. I'm giving a B+ to the starting pitching. If we're talking pitching overall, then those bozos are bringing the team average down, and I would say like C-.
Yeah. Bullpen's getting like a D+. With the exception, you know, obviously Grant Taylor's do a little better. I liked Cam Boozer before, you know, they threw him on the list injured, but no, sorry, excuse me. But yeah, starting pitching, I'm giving a solid B+ too.
Starting pitching's been the MVP of the.
I mean, look how we started the season. You know, like all the starters went, you know, was it 5+6 innings, 6+ innings without giving up an unearned run. So that was awesome to see. But yeah, pitching I've actually enjoyed this year, especially Shane Smith.
And it's something that we really didn't expect, right? All the Rule 5 guys and just like this patchwork starting pitching staff they've all like at one point or another put in a quality start and, you know, like really held their weight. It's just the offense and the bullpen that just hasn't done much of anything. So yeah, I'm giving the starters a B+. I mean, yeah, like you said, besides Grant Taylor, the bullpen's an F. I mean, it's a failing grade.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna be as harsh on the bullpen. I was gonna hit him with the old Tommy boy D+. I passed.
No,
you know, they're treading water. You know, they're treading water. A lot of these guys wouldn't be on Major League Baseball teams to begin with, but yeah, the starting pitching has been amazing. You know, for what it is this year. I was thinking about it after Saturday's game. I can't even think, and I'm sure that there was, but last year, were there any games where we won 1-0? You know, like I feel like there wasn't, but I'm sure that there was. But like when our pitching,
there hasn't been a lot of 1-0 games for on the good side of it.
Yeah, then that's the whole thing. It's like when we actually did have solid pitching, they would give up one run, and that's how we would lose 1-0. You know, so it was refreshing to see and everything like that. Besides them mowing down guys, and you know, we pretty much got to see 2 innings of baseball on Saturday. But you know, it was just refreshing to see. So yeah. So D+ for the bullpen. I'm going to give the regular starting pitchers probably a solid B, leaning towards a B+.
I'd probably say B- on the starting pitching and C- on the bullpen, just because they've turned it around since the beginning of the season. I'm not looking at the beginning of the season because the way that Grant Taylor's come up. I like Winkelmann Gonzalez, even though he went back down. But some of these bullpen pitchers in the Sox have been doing really well. I mean, I don't even want to look back at the beginning of the season because it was absolutely fucking terrible for the bullpen. But the surprising emergence of Shane Smith. Yes, I know he's had a couple games that he's the last 2 games he's been kind of iffy, but the rest of his first games were incredible. I mean, he's definitely a breath of fresh air, and hopefully he does well. Hopefully turn things around. That in the second half he'll do well. Davis Martin as well too is another one that he's pitching really solid as well too. And Jonathan Cannon when he first was pitching, he was pitching really good too. I think a lot of these rookie pitchers are hitting a wall right now, and obviously that's like a given. It's going to happen. I totally get that, but I think that overall, I'll say like B- for the starters, and then the C- just for their turnaround for the bullpen.
Okay, and then real quick, let's do offense. I think I'm giving the offense probably another C- on this because while there have been some flashes, they just have not hit at times and come win those close games and get the runners in. So yes, it's nice seeing Chase and Kyle and Edgar and those new core guys come up and doing well, but we gotta get rid of the fucking Vinny Capras of the world and the fucking Rojas's and the Michael A. Taylors and all these fucking bums who you just don't understand how they just get plate appearances. So, just goddamn, I can't believe Vinny Capra's still on this fucking team.
Again, we talked about it. I mean, we're literally trying to see who sticks on the wall over here. So that's I'm gonna get. I don't mean to like just bounce you here, Peter. Real quick, I'm just gonna say a D- for the offense, kind of closing to. I'm sorry, D+ going close to C-. It just there's times when the Sox are fucking hitting and they're winning by like 7, 8, 9 runs, and it's like I can't believe this shit. But then you got like all these fucking bad ones.
That's once a month that this is happening.
No, that's not one. That's not once a month. They have a couple times where they're on a tear, and there's other times where I'm like, I can't believe this the way that they're hitting. So I gotta. I'm gonna go as for D+, C- for the offense because, like I said, there's times where they are hitting and they're doing really well, but there's other times where I'm just like, I don't understand what's going on over here.
F. It's an F. They stink. It's frustrating. They're. I'm looking at it now. They rank 28th in total offense. They're dead last in average. They're hitting 222 as a team. Yeah, how could you give that a passing grade? They stink. F for batting.
Who stinks?
Flashes.
Who stinks? Your attitude. That's what stinks.
Ooh, that's true.
Dude, I like nothing better than Peter's disgust when everybody was talking.
I don't like it. You guys are too soft on these guys.
Hey, no,
we're talking about D+. I'm saying D+. I'm not saying like it's a fucking C+ or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's a lot more livelier sometimes with this offense that they had last year. Maybe I'm just looking towards last year to this year.
I think absolutely. Last year fucked us up. Last year fucked us up so bad as a collective, as a fandom, that now, yes, this is a better product. I've been saying it for since the start of the season, and yes, they are playing better, and yes, the young guys are much better than fucking retreads that they've been playing with the last couple of years, but they're still a bad team and they're still a bad organization.
I gave him a D+.
But
they're our bad team.
There are bad team.
They are a bad team.
All right, Dougie, did you give him a grade? Sorry.
Nah, it's fine. D+.
All right.
I don't want to talk right now.
Quick super chat from Jerry O'Sullivan says A+ to the bums for putting on great tailgates in the first half. Sorry I wasn't able to make it. Hashtag blame my kids. Yeah, always blame the kids. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
All right. It's that time again. Everyone's favorite segment. Farm Down on the Farm with HBIC. All right, let's get to this farm report. As always, I gotta get this sponsored by like John Deere or something.
I was about to say, were you gonna be like, as always, the farm report is sponsored by like
I was.
Oh, yeah,
True
that's-
Green or like some sort of
John Deere's made in Illinois.
Yeah.
what is it, like Blaine's Farm and Fleet or
Yeah,
Tractor
Blaine's.
Supply?
I'm gonna find a good twisty straw brand.
There you go.
Oh yeah, the
All right, as always, this is the last 7 days of our guys down at the farm. So let's get started with the hottest player in the system right now, Colson Montgomery. He started off 500, 11 for 21, 4 home runs, 1 triple, 2 dubs, 8 RBIs. Many are saying Colson Montgomery is hashtag back, hashtag promote. Peter's still shaking his head, and I kind of have to agree with you on that, though, Peter.
I love it. And I want
hopes if I open up my
I was-
phone, too.
this is my
Wait a minute, hold on. How much alcohol content or is in there?
Oh man,
This is why we need the long ass stream.
Hey, I thought he was gonna go get pickles. What the hell? Where's the pickles at?
Holy shit. No, I would love for him to prove me wrong, but I need to see this for way more than 1 week or 10 days or whatever this is. I think somebody out there, I believe it was Penals, but don't quote me on that. He showed his home and road splits, and on the road, I think he's hitting like somewhere like 150 something. It's still really abysmal. And we talk about Charlotte being a hitter's ballpark, and a lot of that's happening at Charlotte. So until those home road splits are kind of leveling off, and he does this for more than, 2 weeks, then we could start saying hashtag promote. But it's just way too early now. We've been complaining about this guy for the better part of 2.5 years, 2 seasons, and now he has a hot week and everyone's promoting.
the only way I really see it happening is if he gets hot at the right time and they make a trade or there's an injury or something like that, and he's the hot topic of the moment. And I think
Vinny
that's the way he
Capra,
gets it. Something.
boating accident at the playpen or something.
Something.
That could happen. All right, next up is our boy Tim Elko because we're the Alcoholics. He hit 357 for 21 home runs, 7 RBIs, but 10 Ks. So still striking out, but at least he hit for average this week. So I'll take the 350.
I don't know. I think I need to go to AA. I don't think I'm an alcoholic anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm sobering up real quick. I think the second stint in Chicago really
kind of
opened my eyes. Yeah, that was my intervention.
All right, well, let's see how he progresses throughout the summer.
Down. Take the shirt.
Take
down.
the shirt down.
Yeah, fortunately.
Hashtag demote.
Corey Jokes down week, 3 for 18 with only 2 RBIs. So he's been hot for a while, but not this week.
Yeah.
Won't see him anytime soon, though. Unfortunately.
Maybe September call up.
Yeah, I could see that. All right, let's go to on the pitching side here for a minute. Noah Schultz, not good. 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, only 4K. He's got a 13.5 ERA across 2 starts. So small sample size, but you don't want to see him going 2 innings and getting pulled already for 5 earned runs.
Last week, I made an excuse saying that hopefully it was them honing in on something and working on something specific that made that ERA inflate a little bit. Because, and like they mentioned, the baseballs are different. There's a lot of different things when you go from AA to AAA. But that's another bad week. Hopefully they get this figured out sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Another good news. Hulk Hagen. He's back. He's back. Hagen Smith is back
American
pitching. He went 1 2/3 innings pitch. He gave up 1 hit with 3K. So he's ramping back up after taking his extended leave of absence. I think it was like the forearm or just some general soreness. But yeah, so we'll get Hagen Smith back in the farm report each week, and hopefully he gets his innings count back up there and get him up to like 4 or 5 innings a game. All right.
No notes.
No notes.
Yeah.
And finally, Braden Montgomery down in high A, 2.86, 6 for 21, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. So solid week for Braden.
Better than last week, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Much better than last week. And some other notes here. Montgomery, Braden and Noah are going to be in the Futures game. So that was announced today that they were going to be part of the All-Star team for their Futures game.
Okay.
And in Charlotte, Evan McKendry threw an immaculate inning.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, we had an immaculate inning down in Charlotte this week. So kudos to Evan McKendry. I don't know if we'll see him in the majors anytime soon, but
always good news down in the farm.
There's always some good news down on the farm. Yeah, don't lose sight of Jacob Gonzalez in Birmingham.
Right,
that's Johnny's cousin.
Yeah, it's my cousin.
I'll throw him on the radar then and see how he looks on the farm report. But that's Down the Farm with HBAC.
Yeah.
All right.
Jacob and Johnny get discount on Monogram towels.
All right. That's wrap up our White Sox talk and our sports talk. We're going to get to some nonsense next, but first we got to pay a quick ad from our sponsor, Chickies. The original Chickies Beef and Chickies Banquet is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Stop by Chickies and try their famous Italian beef sandwich. They take thinly sliced roast beef, dunk it in au jus, and pile it high on a perfectly toasted French roll. Don't be afraid to get a little fancy with your beef. Instead of just taking a bite, why not dip the ends in some delicious au jus or spoon it over the bread for an extra burst of flavor? And make sure it always gets topped with sweet roasted peppers and tangy spicy giardiniera. It's seriously the only condiments you'll ever need. Come by and give it a try. And don't forget, every Monday, Chickies host their car and motorcycle show from 5 p.m. till dusk, located in the west parking lot of Chickies. Bring the whole family. Admission is free to spectators and participants. For dine-in, carry-out, drive-through, and delivery, it's Chickies Beef, 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside, or find them on the web at www.chickiesbeef.com. All right. Get some nonsense, guys. We're going to do some Marry Fuck Kill, some MFK. And Johnny, you've been looking forward to this. We're going to do 90s rock albums here. So everyone in the comments, feel free to play along. Give us your MFKs for these. I got 8 albums for 8 bands for you guys. So let's start it off with Green Day, Marry Fuck Kill, Nimrod, Dookie, or Insomniac. And I remember these are 90s only albums. So if it's something, I know some of these bands we're gonna do stretch 2000s, 80s. It's strictly 90s. So
people are going to ask, where's American Idiot? There's going to be people saying that, but you're only doing the 90s albums from these specific bands, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
All right. So yeah, before we get started, this was a not that there's any pressure on you, Jay, because you're the one that had the time to do this. But when I consider the Bums as a collective, I would for sure think Johnny and maybe myself are more of the 90s alternative guys. Maybe Dougie too. But when I think of you, Jay, I think Jay-Z, I think Nas, I think, West Coast rap. It's very rare that I think like,
I was a big Rock 103.5 guy in the 90s. I was a Q101 guy in the 90s. So I was a little bit of a jack of all trades. So I had all these Green Day albums. Fun fact, Dookie was the first album I had for my CD Walkman.
Me too. What Dookie was the first.
No
CD.
way. Me too.
We're all of the same age, so that kind of makes sense.
It's fucking crazy.
I got my CD player for Christmas. My first 3 albums were Green Day Dookie, Rancid's Out Come the Wolves, and Shaq Diesel. One of those was not like the others. But I tell you, 2 out of those 3, not bad. I love Rancid's Out Come the Wolves, and Dookie, Green Day Dookie is one of my favorite albums. I have to marry Dookie. I would marry and fuck Dookie if I can. I am fucking Insomniac, and then I'm with Cherezy. I killed Nimrod twice, if you will. People will be like, where's American Idiot? And American Idiot was really good for them being so long in the tooth. I was like that album came out and I thought Green Day was losing it, and then they were not losing it. But yeah, Green Day Dookie, I love that album to this day.
Yeah, same. I mean, that's a perfect way of doing it. Yeah, Dookie, that was one of the cassettes that I still kept. I still have it somewhere. So, I mean, masterpiece when it comes to like, the album alone, but just even like looking at the artwork and everything like that, that was just something that like I always would just check out every once in a while. So yeah, perfectly done.
Yeah,
I still have this cassette. Peter, your first cassette was Topo Gigio. I remember. You had a
cassette,
Topo Gigio.
but this was my first CD.
Oh, I thought you meant cassette. I'm sorry.
Chirizi saying Kerplunk would have made this tough. Kerplunk would have made that stuff. I had Kerplunk. I borrowed one of my buddies' cassettes of Kerplunk that was not on CD. And then I remember when you had the 2 cassette player, so then you'd be able to record it.
Yeah.
Did you give it to him back though?
Oh yeah, no, I gave him the recording, but I recorded Kerplunk.
Okay, I was just making sure. Yeah, I'm gonna kill Nimrod. I'm marrying Insomniac. Green Day, that Dookie album from like beginning to end, I could listen to that from I mean, it's incredible. Everything about that. It was a huge on not only on the radio but also on MTV, the videos itself. On Saturdays I would like go on and watch it every morning. I'm seeing Basket Case, I'm seeing When I Come Around. There's a lot of the stuff that just a lot of reminiscence of what MTV used to be back in the day, and Green Day was a huge part of that back in the 90s.
Isn't MTV coming out with like they're doing an all music format again? Are they? That'd be awesome. I read something that they're coming back with the format for a music video only channel.
Oh, I hope so. That would be awesome.
Yeah, hidden track. Todd Hito with a good call. The hidden track was top.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm by myself.
I'm all by myself.
Myself.
That's a good. I'm with you, Peter. Marrying Dookie, fucking Insomniac, killing Nimrod. I was so disappointed when Nimrod came out. I thought it was just a complete letdown after the previous 2 albums. So, yeah, fuck Nimrod.
Yeah, it felt like they were phoning it in,
Yeah. All right. You go next up. Offspring, Mary Fuck Kill, X-Name in the Ombre, Americana.
Okay.
You want to go first, Johnny?
No, you guys can go first. It's fine.
Smash again is probably one of my, I would not top 10, but probably top 20 albums. I watched 2 different times the Offspring play Smash straight through. I'm marrying Smash. I'm fucking Americana, although I really hate the radio hits off that album. But that album's still really good. But Pretty Fly for a White Guy bothered me to no end. Because I'm like, I mean, at that point I was at the age too. I'm like, these guys fucking sell out and everything. But it's hard. It's actually hard to kill Ixnay on the Ombre. But I have to marry Smash. And I'm fucking Americana.
Okay. I'm going to marry Smash. I'm going to kill Americana. Just for the simple reason what you just said. They just got overplayed way too much. Fly for a White Guy, and everybody went to it way too much. So I have to kill it just to get it out of my thought process. So
I'm gonna kill Ixnay on the Ombre. I'm gonna marry Americana, and I'm gonna fuck Smash.
Whoa.
So Smash is probably one of my favorite albums of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the Offspring twice. I seen them seen them with Peter. We were at the
World.
The World. But I also saw Offspring. My uncle Tony, R.I.P. He was a huge Offspring fan, and he took me to go see them at the Aragon. And the Aragon, if you ever watch concerts at the Aragon, their acoustics are incredible. I mean, they're just
Amazing.
Absolutely great place to go watch a concert. And another one from beginning to end was great. I just absolutely love Smash. Americana, yes, I could see the whole. I mean, this is around where TRL was at.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like, video play, airplay. So I can see why that could be a little bit annoying to some of the people, but to me, I think they still had a couple good songs in there as well too. And not that I'm not like hating on Ixay on the Hombre. I'm just saying that I think when I think Americana, I think of Smash. I think they had some really good songs on there. So that's just me. So
I will mention, Jason, you picked the first two albums, Dookie and Smash, all-time album covers. I mean, that's shirt, the Offspring shirt. Like everyone in the 90s had it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
For me, I am marrying X-Nay on the Hombre. I'm fucking Smash, and I'm killing Americana. X-Nay on the Hombre is probably one of my favorite albums from start to finish. That's one of those albums where there was maybe like one skip on that whole album for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I actually, you know what, now that Johnny mentions it, I think that was the reason why like I would kill Americana even more is because of the whole TRL thing, because there was such a time to where it was like, it was really like the pop guys versus like the heavy rock guys, and like Offspring really fucked that up. They like with especially that song, like they went like real popish, and you're like, fuck, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, I can understand it.
You're not on our side anymore.
It's kind of like the whole thing where Metallica was so heavy, and then when they came out with that Black album, that's when people were all these like hardcore Metallica fans got so pissed after that. So I could see that with this one.
All right, next up, Marry, Fuck, Kill, Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire, Battle of Los Angeles.
Okay. I like this.
All right, Jay, you start. Of the group, you're the Rage guy, so I kind of want you to start.
Yeah. So this one's easy for me. I am marrying Rage Against the Machine album. I am fucking Evil Empire, and I'm killing Battle for Los Angeles.
Damn.
The first album, man, like is just start to finish.
Wait, Jason, what'd you say? What was
Marry Rage Against the Machine, the album, and then
the self-titled.
Fuck Evil Empire, kill Battle of Los Angeles.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Man.
I'm going. So, peek behind the curtain. You said you were doing this, but you didn't tell us the topic or anything. We didn't find out until we cut that promo. And I was like, now I'm going through the track listings, and I'm like, yeah, you're kind of, that first album was crazy good. So I think I'm with you. I think I'm going Marry the Rage album.
Yeah.
Fucking Evil Empire, and then killing Battle of Los Angeles, which is crazy because of the three that we've killed so far, the Green Day album, the Offspring album, and the Rage album, at least for me, the of the three that I've killed, Battle of Los Angeles is probably the best out of those three.
This is tough for me.
This might be the hardest one for me so far. I gotta marry the self-titled album. I mean, that thing hit so hard. So many bangers on that thing. I hate it. God, I hate to do this, but I think I'm gonna kill Evil Empire.
Ooh,
wow!
Yeah, and fuck the Battle of Los Angeles.
I think
that was hard.
I love Rage, and when Battle of Los Angeles came out, I was in high school, and I loved that album. I thought a lot of this stuff that they did was great. Their self-titled album was Know Your Enemy. I think is one of my favorite Rage albums or songs. Sorry, of all time. I love that song. especially when they play it live. It just hits so hard. Jason, you should know.
Yeah.
But Evil, man. I'm gonna marry their self-titled one. I'm fucking Battle Los Angeles, and I'm killing Evil Empire.
It was not easy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Because Bulls on Parade is such a great song off that album.
I love Evil Empire.
That song carried, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. It just this was a tough one. It was definitely tough.
I know. Canceled immediately.
But it should offset because I killed the pretty fly for a white guy. So
yeah, that's a good point. You're equal opportunist.
I'm good.
There you go. Good job.
Kill Whitey.
Clip that.
What?
Yeah. All right. We're ready. We're ready to rock here.
Yeah, we're ready to the next one.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we got Marry, Fuck, Kill.
Shit.
Foo Fighters, The Color and the Shape, and There Is Nothing Left to Lose.
I think I know where I'm going to go with this.
Johnny, you go first. I think I'm just a sucker for the first album that I have, so I kind of want to rethink my strategy here because I love The Color of the Shape, but that was also the first Foo Fighter album I had, and then I had to go. Yeah, Johnny, you go. Come on.
I'm gonna marry The Color of the Shape just because I would say that was my not first introduction to Foo Fighters, but the first album I liked from beginning to end. Everything about that, I mean, I loved about it. I'm gonna fuck There Is Nothing Left to Lose. I love that album. I loved everything about that album. It was so great. They actually had a video with Tenacious D in there with the airplane. I don't know if you remember that video with the airplane. They had Learn to Fly. That was the name of the song, Learn to Fly. But a lot of those other songs were great as well too. The self-titled album, like they had some good songs as well too. I just think that the Foo Fighters, that Color of the Shape was like that really brought prominence to what the Foo Fighters were. And then, you know, when they had that There's Nothing Left to Lose album, that's probably one of my favorite albums of the Foo Fighters of all time, just from front to back. So yeah, self-titled, I'm gonna kill A Color, Shape, Marry, and then There's Nothing Left to Lose. I'm going to fuck.
All right, so I'm gonna marry Color and the Shape, like you mentioned. I love that album when I got it, and I'm killing There's Nothing Left to Lose, and then I'm fucking self-titled just because I'll stick around, and Big Me for that part. I really liked as a kid, and it's still listen to. I would say of the three, you know, because now you're on Spotify, it's just a random playlist of all Foo Fighters songs. But if I were to listen to one of them, it's for sure The Color and the Shape.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
If you're gonna start with
now we
any...
just pick and choose. You know, you pick the best 4 songs of each, and then you make your own amalgamation of a playlist. That's usually what I do on Spotify or whatever.
If I were gonna tell somebody, if you want to listen to starting with the Foo Fighters, start with The Color of Shape.
Yeah.
And then just go what I was trying to say here with Marry, Fucking Kill. I think that's my rotation is how you start listening to the Foo Fighters here.
So for me, it was basically just nostalgia and timing. For that reason, I'm gonna marry Nothing Left to Lose. I mean, it was just that it was a transition time in '99, like right before high school for me.
Yeah.
And it was just was like it hit. And I can't kill The Color and the Shape. So by default, I have to kill the self-titled album. So I'm going
This is another tough one too.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it really because if you look at the albums, like I don't think Nothing Left to Lose is the best album to marry.
Yeah,
but it's sentimental to me.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm looking at the album now, and it's more nostalgia than anything because of the 3, I think the other 2 have better songs.
Right. I agree. I agree. But I'm marrying long term because those are what mean something to me.
Yeah.
I want a connection.
The memories is
I
what
want a
counts.
The
connection.
memories, yeah.
All right. I am marrying Color in the Shape. Just I love that album, Monkey Wrench, Everlong. Those are two of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
I am fucking the self-titled Big Me. I think if I remember correctly, that was a pretty funny music video.
That was
too.
the Mentos commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm killing. There is nothing left to lose.
Nothing left to lose.
I'm interested now, Jay, looking back at this. Like, I like this exercise, and I like that you have the first 4 bands that you picked are like right up our wheelhouse. But I'm wondering if you limited yourself by doing it just 1999, or just 90s. Like, I think we could have gone all albums with all 4 of these bands and kind of maybe made it a little tougher.
But
but
I also didn't want to spend my entire day setting up a Marry Fuck Kill slideshow.
I want to see the next one. So
let's
I'm
keep
interested.
going.
Yeah.
All right. So next one, gray area when it comes to rock, but I'm going to include them anyways. Beastie Boys, Marry Fuck Kill, Hello Nasty, Check Your Head, and Ill Communication.
Shit.
I don't know if Missy's still watching. She loves the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, we've had this argument with her on this show.
She loves them.
I need to see Gordo. Where's Gordo at? I haven't seen him all chat.
Yeah,
Gordo loves the Beastie Boys. So I have a soft spot in my heart for Hello Nasty. This is like Dougie, like you were mentioning with the Foo Fighters 1999 album.
Yeah.
I know that Hello Nasty isn't the best of these 3 albums, but I really liked it at the time. It was like right when I was like getting into music to where I can go to concerts by myself, so it's like, oh, the Hello Nasty tour came out. So like, hey, can I just get dropped off, or me and Rick could get dropped off by his sister. We don't have to ask my parents to take me somewhere. That being said, I'm still going to kill Hello Nasty. It's just not as good as the other 2. So now I got to figure out what I want to. Oh, see, now Gordo is in the comments. He's going Hello Nasty first. Ill Communication, Check Your Head.
Yeah,
I think I'm marrying Ill Communication. And I'm fucking Check Your Head. And I'm killing Hello Nasty. I might have to change my.
No, you said what you said. No, you said what you said.
I'll own up to it.
I'll own up to it. Yeah. Mike, who's going up next here?
You're go ahead.
All right.
Well, next here. Talk about Hello Nasty. Again, we're going down this road of 1999-ish. I was in high school when this came out, Hello Nasty. And they had again, it's another one that they had that I just thought that it was in a area where beginning to end. I just love this album. Check Your Head was like, I know that they had License to Ill, that was kind of like their breakout and stuff like that, but since we're going 90s, Check Your Head was probably the first one album that I got introduced by the Beastie Boys. So and then Ill Communications, obviously they got Sabotage on there, but to me, Hello Nasty is my number 1. So I'm going to say I'm going to fuck Hello Nasty. I'm going to marry Check Your Head, and then I'm going to kill Ill Communication.
Okay.
I'm going to marry Ill Communication. I'm going to fuck Check Your Head, and I am killing Hello Nasty. Too many bangers. Yeah. I think this one goes more on the other side of nostalgia for me when it comes to Hello Nasty. It was just kind of like, I don't know. It just, I was like,
Yeah, I really liked Intergalactic. I think that reminds me of like when I was driving when I was 16. They'll come on the radio. But I am going to marry Ill Communication. I am fucking
it's the
Check
best
Your
of the
Head.
3.
Yeah, I'm fucking Check Your Head, and I'm killing Hello Nasty.
Yeah. Gordo's
right.
gonna hate us for that.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Marry, Fuck, Kill, Videology versus or 10.
All right. All right. I'll. Bruhan Luke's been waiting for this. He says, "Can we get to the probe, John, so I can marry all three?"
Yeah.
So I'll be honest with you guys. I was never like a big Pearl Jam guy, and it wasn't because like I didn't like them or I like disliked Eddie Vedder. Some people have some weird thoughts about Eddie Vedder. It was just like a blind spot for me growing up. Until it wasn't until like I was like grown ass adult, or Johnny's probably like, "Hey, go back and listen to some Pearl Jam," and I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna have to." So I'm gonna have to do some homework on this. Yeah, he says say Vitology again.
Yeah, Vitology. I said it fucking wrong. Okay, so
Vitology.
It's not. I said
you know what? Jose. If you guys go back and listen to Boneheads and Brewski's podcast just last week, Jose had some thoughts on Eddie Vedder, and I'm like, I think is this guy mad he's a Cubs fan? Because it came out of left field.
He was wearing a White Sox hat when these songs were coming out. So
he said he was wearing a White Sox hat because he was.
Believe he's a Cubs fan at all.
The story is like he was friends with Blackjack McDowell. That's the story he's giving.
Yeah,
now all of a sudden he's a diehard Cubs fan.
Yeah, I don't know what he doesn't know what he likes.
All right, Johnny, you go first.
Big Ten fan. Absolutely love again.
Good.
Yeah, we know you like Illinois. Yeah, you're a big basketball and football Big Ten fan. I know.
Yeah, Big Ten. But yes, 10 Pearl Jam. Another one from beginning to end. I absolutely love. So many bangers, so many radio play songs, so many like repeated videos. Obviously, Jeremy, Alive. Like you got all these like songs I could just name off the top of my head here right now, but I have a soft spot for Vitology. I do. I do have a soft spot in it. Versus was another good one as well too. I'm going to fuck 10.
Mm-hmm. Wish we could.
No, we don't care.
Vitology, I'm gonna marry, and then versus I'm gonna kill.
All right, I'm looking at it now, and I don't think it's even close. I think you have to marry 10.
Yeah.
10 is like holy shit. It's like you have to marry 10. And then from there, I think I like just of the songs I know, I'm going versus. So I'm fucking versus, and I'm killing Vitology.
Exactly the same way as you, Peter.
Okay. Yeah, I'm flopping the other two. I'm killing versus.
Oh, Jerry O'Sullivan rode in an elevator at Sox Park from the 200 level with Vedder. He gave my sister his guitar pick, laughed, and said, "Don't tell anyone I was here." He's a closet White Sox fan. Is he ashamed of being a White Sox fan? What is going on here?
I mean,
we need to get to the bottom. We need to do the White Sox Dave Cusack, but with Eddie Vedder.
Hold on. Are we just gonna brush over the sweet brag that Jerry O'Sullivan was heading to the 200 level?
That is a sick brag.
Yeah, he's heading to the club level, baby.
Secret club level.
Yeah.
All right, we got two more left here, guys.
Okay.
Marry, Fuck, Kill, One Hot Minute, Californication, and Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
I'm gonna defer to Yumper on this. Hopefully Yumper's still in the chats. We have hardcore fights about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so I'll go last.
We'll find them.
Yeah, this isn't particularly like even hard for me. I'm going Blood Sex, and then One Hot Minute. Californications, they lost me with Californications. I was just like
100% with you, Dougie.
Yeah,
you guys both suck, but I'll tell you guys why you suck.
Yeah.
So
no, it's okay. I mean, it's just Californications was just so fucking commercial and garbage. It was terrible.
Yeah,
but I love you, Johnny.
No, it seemed like you're 100% accurate, Dougie. Like it seemed like they just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make like a surfer fucking California beach album and cash in.
Yeah, they caught the right drugs at that point.
Yeah, John Frusciante.
Yeah. I'll
Literally
piggyback on Dougie. I'm marrying blood sugar sex magic. I'm fucking One Hot Minute, and I'm killing Californication. That Californication to me got so much fucking airplay and radio time, and I'm just like,
because it was fucking good. That's why. That's why it was fucking good.
It was bought out. It was bought out.
The song is mid as fuck. Same thing with Scar Tissue. Scar Tissue was mid as fuck too.
You're mid. Listen, I'm gonna. I'm going. Red Blood. I'm gonna marry.
Blood sugar sex magic.
Yes, yes. And then Californication. I'm fucking. That's another one of my favorite albums. Again, from beginning to end. You know, you're looking at all the stuff that you're looking at the radio plays. You're looking at all the videos or whatever. That's fine. You know, if you got tired of it, listen to the rest of the album from beginning to end. They did, to me, it was done really well. So One Hot Minute, I'm gonna kill. So it's not part of it. I'm not gonna keep it going with this. So.
Jerry wins the comments of the night.
I'm gonna back you up, Johnny. Yumper knows this. Johnny knows this. Maybe you guys use it. I fucking hate Anthony Kiedis and the Red Hot Chili Peppers so much. If I could kill all three of these, I would. Of the three, Californication is the most listenable, to me at least, because Anthony Kiedis isn't doing his fucking Dr. Seuss jib jab flip flop tip top tip top tip top. His fucking lyrics make no goddamn sense. He's basically like a word mumble jumble, and I hate it. I think that this band would be all-time band if they just got rid of that fucking goofy-ass Anthony Kiedis, because they have an awesome drummer, they have an awesome bassist, and they have an awesome guitarist that's chock full of drugs, and that's what everybody likes. So I'm marrying Californication because that's the only listenable one, even though it's probably is commercialized and radio play and everything else. The other two can go fuck off.
Damn.
Terrible.
Kiedis
stinks, man.
Well, you know what?
You stink.
It was easily one of the. You remember the TV show, not TV show, the network show, Palladia, and you know, and they channel, and they did all the concerts. It was easily one of the worst concerts. I would watch it just all the time just to see.
I've seen them live. There was like a jamboree. They were there. You know, he's up on stage doing his
jamboree was one thing, dude.
Flip, flop, tip, top, blip, flop.
But after Californications, dude, like they just went south, dude. They're terrible, dude. You gotta try and find the Palladia, and I think it was at like a House of Blues or something. I mean, it was unwatchable.
All right, last one. Let's save probably one of the best ones for last. Marry, fuck, kill. In Utero. Nevermind. Nirvana Unplugged live from New York.
I'll say I love the Unplugged album. It's almost cheating though. That's almost like a cheap.
It's all the
It's yes. I would pick
but
that one.
But it's not even like all of their songs either.
You got a Bowie song. You got a bunch of
they played a lot of like different, you know. And this is the one thing that I think I talked about like to other people. What was the better Unplugged, Nirvana or Alice in Chains Unplugged? And I will always say it's going to be Alice in Chains Unplugged.
I agree.
The top. If you want to listen to an Unplugged, listen to that one. If you're not even a big Alice in Chains fan, just listen to it. But I just felt like the Nirvana Unplugged was it wasn't a lot of their songs. It was still great. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I watched the whole thing when it came out, but it wasn't a lot of their songs. So it might be a surprising thing. I'm going to kill the Unplugged one. And this is hard. This is very hard because I like In Utero. I like, the Smells Like, I'm sorry, I can't even think of the name of the cover over here. Yeah, Nevermind. I'm going to say I'm going to marry Nevermind and I'm going to fuck In Utero. I really liked In Utero. I think it was very, to me, I felt it was like a little bit more harder than Nevermind. Yes, Peter.
Question, and I've just realized doing this, but I should have asked you this last time we did Marry, Fuck, Kill. Are you ranking fuck as the best of the three? Because I think we marry your favorite one, but I feel like you're fucking the best one of yours.
Oh, I thought that's what it was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we're backwards on this.
I went backwards. I'm sorry.
No, I think we've always done it that way, or at least you've always done it that way. Maybe you're just a fuck guy. That's cool. Nobody's judging.
I like fucking. I like fucking a lot. You know.
All right. So yeah, you fuck your favorite one. We're marrying them.
Okay.
JT says, "Well, don't the album placement baloney."
No, that's all HBIC. Yeah.
I can't have any baby dicks on the.
Yeah, no, that was.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was definitely yeah.
I'm with you, Johnny. I love that Nirvana Unplugged. But it's cheating. It's almost not fair. So I'm marrying Nevermind, and I'm fucking In Utero.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm right there with you. It does feel like cheating. And if anybody ever cheats on me, I'll kill them.
Ooh, wow.
I'm just kidding. It's not that serious. Let's move on.
Yeah, I am marrying Nevermind. I'm fucking In Utero, and I'm killing Unplugged just because get your fucking coffee shop acoustic shit out of here.
Yeah,
I didn't look
Come
at
on,
dude.
Get out of here.
Penny
Get
Road
out of here.
acoustic was like one of my favorite things
So
ever.
you don't like the unplugged?
No, I've never been like a big like Unplugged acoustic. It seems too coffee shoppy to me.
He needs more ounce. You know what's funny, Jay? Now that I think about it, you really do need more bass and drum to all your shit. Because like whenever we go to like a bar and there's like live music playing, immediately you're like, fuck it, let's get out of here. Like you're just not like a you're not like an acoustic guitar and just
if Bulls on Parade or Killing in the Name of comes on, I'm just gonna be fucking like.
Or if Whitney Houston's song comes on as well too. You're gonna start dancing.
Or that too.
I mean, honestly, dude, another Unplugged that was just great because of the moment and it raining was Bush. That was a good Unplugged too. And I'm not necessarily a big Bush guy.
Hey yo, I've said this on the podcast. Julie tells a story all the time. I almost ran her over to get a little piece of Gavin Rosdale at the World one time. I fucking love Bush. Beef knows that. I think there was a comment saying that Chirizi said that Beef loves waiting for the Bush. 16 Stone's one of my favorite.
Oh yeah,
albums.
Bush is. We got to see him for free.
But it's just Bush and Razorblade Suitcase, right? Those are the only 90s albums.
I think they got.
They had the Science of Things that came out. I think in like 90. Which also I thought it was a great. I thought it was a good album as well too. But yeah,
that came out in 99.
I think so. It was around the time when I was like, hold on.
Science of Things?
Science of Things,
99. Science of Things is 99.
So we got 16 Stone, Razorblade Suitcase, and Science of Things? Impromptu. Yeah.
I don't have the graphics, but let's do it. Marry, Fuck, Kill, 16 Stone, Razorblade Suitcase.
Immediately, I'm marrying 16 Stone. It's one of my favorite albums. I talk about all the time. My uncle Paul tells a story, Johnny, of the first time he heard Bush was "Come Down." He was at a strip club in Florida, and he asked the stripper, "What song is this?" And they told her it was Bush. He bought the album, and then, to tell you the truth, Johnny, our Uncle Paul was a big reason why we got into alternative music. He gave us a bunch of CDs and took us to concerts and stuff like that. So he liked 16 Stone. So then I like 16 Stone. I'm marrying that. Now, the Science of Things and Razorblade Suitcase. Who am I fucking? That's a good question. People hated Razorblade Suitcase only because I think it came out like right after. I mean, it was the second one after 16 Stone, right?
Yep.
And like there's like it was just so a little bit too different for them.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't have all the singles.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Razorblade Suitcase, and I'm killing the Science of Things.
I'm definitely marrying 16 Stone. And I'm looking at the track listing right now. I really love the song Swallowed, but then I'm looking at the Science of Things, and I think I gotta fuck Science of Things and kill Razorblade Suitcase.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah,
I think the Science of Things is better.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm with Jason.
The Chemicals Between Us is also good.
Yeah.
A lot of. What was that?
Yeah, who was that?
That was me.
Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna marry the 16 Stone. Great album. The Science of Things. I remember when I was in high school. Another one that's very underrated. And then I'm killing a Razor Blade Suitcase.
All right, so that was an impromptu Bush Mary Fuck Kill. So we did 9. So
that was good. That was good, guys.
Yeah.
Where's the Pantera? Where's the Guns N' Roses?
We can do some 80s rock albums next time.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Like I said, now
there's a lot to choose. Like we could do a whole show on just like 90s rock.
We don't have to limit ourselves to just 90s. We should just do like a full catalog of it could be 70s to 2000s.
Oh, and yeah, that puts like
Aerosmith
and Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, and all them. So, all right. All right. Well, thanks for everyone for participating, but we got to close the show with bumming some people. So let's go, guys.
Soundgarden. I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum. All right, let's get to our listener bums and MVBs. First off is our boy Jose. Early bum of the week submission. Me forgot that I placed Stephanie's Gucci sunglasses on the car windshield last night while watering the yard. Well, they just flew off and onto the highway this morning. Oof. You better immediately have went out and replaced those same day.
Yeah. Get that Gucci, you getting no coochie.
Yeah, no, he's went down to the Swaparama, replaced them with some Gucci sunglasses.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci's.
No MVB. He's expensive Monday for your boy. All right. Next up, we got Cindy. MVB's us for another stellar tailgate. Firewater food was fire, and John Schifrin for stopping by once again. Bums of the week, the fan who heckled Cattell Marte, deceased mother who was banned by MLB and the Bulls front office. Banned by MLB and separately. I was gonna be like, wait a minute, Bulls banned them too.
Bulls banned them.
Might as well.
We did. It's been like a week. This happened on Tuesday. We record on Monday. Like we didn't even get to the Cattell Marte stuff, but it's gone like full circle to where like people were pissed, rightfully so, and then like kind of like it went back, and now you found out what he said, and it's still you should be pissed at it, but it definitely seemed like it was a lot tamer than what initially happened.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. What if he didn't know his?
He didn't.
So he's just saying, "Hey, tell your mom I said hi." Like that's.
Yeah, he said, I text your mom last night is what he said, or something like that. Something to that effect.
I mean, that's just a normal, like,
just
your mom.
Don't say anything.
Don't say anything for sure. Don't be a
shit. It don't matter. It don't matter if he knew or not. Just, bitch about how he plays or whatever. Yeah. Just don't leave the mom.
But it's been like a week, so we can move on.
Yeah.
Joey P, bum of the week, Bulls front office. Yep, we talked about it earlier. You overvalue your roster, then trade for peanuts when it's too late. This team has no identity. Absolutely, that's why we're all apathetic. MVB, Whiskey Comiskey attendees, y'all make this the place to be. Special shout out to Jeff Bartlett, Sidney Brown, and others for helping set up. Thank you guys. We appreciate that.
I'm glad Joey P mentioned that. Much 2 thumbs up to everyone helping this week.
Yeah.
Yes. Brett Hafner, MVB, Chase Mydroff, and Kyle Teal for being #dudes and earning the fan base love. I definitely appreciate them. Bum of the week, the fan reception for Squid Game 3. I was a fan of the risk they took. I finished watching it yesterday. I didn't think the ending was that bad.
People are pissed about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I watched season 2. I didn't watch the third one.
I think the twist that they went with it, there was some kind of like stretches with the plot. I will say, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but they definitely are setting up for the recently announced Squid Games US.
I still haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. We got an update. It says 2 people that we know tweeted that the guy who got kicked out for the Marte thing was being a jackass the whole game. So you're being a jackass the whole game. Kick his ass out.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell by the photo of the guy. He was a douche.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
King S, bum of the week, ticket insurance for not insuring tickets. I kind of need more context with that.
We need more context, but I will agree that insurance in general is a grift.
Yes.
The moment that he tweeted this, I immediately went, "Are the Gallagher brothers fighting again?"
That'd be fucked. Don't say that. They're practicing. Sound check was today.
That's what it's
I don't like the fucking way this sounds, you fucking twat.
yeah.
Imagine that. That'd be some
shaky monkey.
Yeah.
MVB, I guess us bums for dot tailgate. Thank you.
I guess so.
Mike, MVB, Sandy P, for not laughing as much at me when the tequila shot hit me like a truck and I barely got it down. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes when she hands you the shots.
Yeah.
Not
next month during Manuscrito Tequila. Those
she got the day off. Bum of the week. Anyone who missed out on Whiskey Comiskey, may the FOMO hit you like my tequila shot. Thanks for coming by, Mike. And it's gonna be
it's good to see. Well. He brought the fam. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the extra effort that him and the family made, that was awesome. They were in Denver the night before for Metallica.
Yeah.
Flew in on no sleep, came straight to the tailgate. So.
Powered through. MVP.
Amazing.
The story, just real quick on it, I didn't know that. I asked him like who opened up for Metallica. It was Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Dude, yes.
Limp Bizkit's having like a revival. People are.
Yeah, I like Limp Bizkit. I do. I like Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit album.
Yeah. Tina MVB. Wasabi Nuts for making me another Jepson's Malort earring after I lost one. That's very nice of her. Bum of the week. Michael for telling his lovely wife she couldn't be nominated. I need more context on that one too.
I just MVP'd him for making the travel.
And Mailman Bum of the Week, Mailman Jack for having a pool and not inviting. Yeah, you post a pool on the interwebs. You better have the open invite ready when it's 95 degrees outside. Hint,
Agreed.
Dougie Fresh.
You think this is like Bart? Do you think this is like that Bart Simpson, Lisa Simpson? Whatever. They're the only ones that have a pool. All the White Sox Twitter people are.
Yeah. and then he's sitting in a treehouse with a cast.
Yeah.
And finally, Mailman Jack, Bum of the Week, tariffs on pool supplies and chemicals. Yeah, those tariffs can kiss my pale ass. I know it's me complaining about a pool in my backyard, but here we are. It seems like that's a fucking humble brag flex about, oh, woe is me in my pool. Oh my God, I have a pool. Woe is me in my payments and the work I have to do on my pool in my backyard.
Yeah, it's like Dougie complained about travel after a 3-week vacation. Like, nobody feels sorry for you, Jack.
Yeah. And MVP will look like another awesome Whiskey Comiskey that the bums through. I need to make a sick call next one. Yes, you do.
Yeah, we got two left.
Yeah,
3. Oh yeah, 2 left. Yes. All right, let's get to our bums and MVPs and wrap this show up. Johnny, you said you wanted to finish a story from the beginning of the show, so
yes. So, so my bum of the week is basic personal space. So at this event,
so you hate it? You hate personal space?
People encroaching.
Yes. People, So I was playing pool. I actually put it out there. I was playing pool with Missy, her friend Cassie, and her boyfriend Danny, and having a good time. And all of a sudden, we get these 2 guys that are coming up, and they put money. Okay, we got next. No problem. I got no problem with that. You got next. That's fine. We're just finishing up our game. That's cool. These guys decide to like hover over us as I'm playing pool. Like I literally had to tell these guys, hey, excuse me. I'm trying. Like these guys were trying to coach me on how to play pool. Peter, I played pool with you many times, and I'm not the greatest pool player, but I know how to play pool. I don't need anybody trying to hover over me and tell me how to play and shit. And it just got so aggravated that we got to finish our game, but it was just a little bit too much. And I wasn't the only one. I know I could be very I'll get frustrated or anything like that, but there were other people around there that were saying the exact same thing, that they just kept on hovering over us.
Were they doing it like they didn't know any better, or like they tough guys want to
it wasn't a tough guy type of thing, but I kind of felt like they were a lot better pool players, and they were saying, oh, that's just their mannerisms, and you just had to. Yeah, you just had to be there. They just kept on trying to do everything they can. Yeah, it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. So,
did he come behind you and like reach and
I would not be here. I would not be
your
here if they, because I would have busted that stick on his fucking head. But
did they have their own cues? That's a good question.
No, they had no cues. It wasn't like Family Matters or Fresh Prince type of like episode where they had their bring in Lucille or something like that. But no, it just, if I'm going to play a game, and you know what, I know there's people that'll be like friendly and they'll talk and stuff like that. I got no problem with that. But when you're like like literally just like, you got to get out of the way. You're kind of in my space. Like, I'm just trying to play pool, man. I know you want to play this game right after, but let me finish this game first, and then you can play pool after, So to me, I just felt it was a little bit invading of space there. Yeah. So those are my bum of the week.
All right. Any MVP?
No.
Okay. All right. Dougie, your bum is from the beginning of the show too. So what you got?
Yeah, just the uncoordination and NHL draft time run. I mean, it was as big of a buzzkill as it was for you guys. I mean, we were at a bar enjoying ourselves, and we were, kind of not thrilled with how fast it was going. So if you could be disappointed at a bar, NHL's fighting for fans right now, and it just was a terrible look. So, bum of the week, NHL draft. Just go back to the way it was. Start the clock, get it going. It's just got to be done faster. So that's bum of the week. MVP is gonna be Tina. Tina gave me tickets to Saturday's game. I do not buy tickets ahead of time. Most of the time I just wait until day of, because I don't know if all the kids are coming, if they're not, to the game or not, and I don't want to buy and give Jerry extra money. So I tend to wait until the last minute, and she threw out the offer that she had tickets, and I was able to cash in on them. But nice. I think one of the other things too is I just want to continue to thank Tina in this MVP. She does a lot for these tailgates that maybe people don't really see, things that could go unnoticed. Obviously she mans the Malort table, or woman's the Malort table. How do you say that? Is it woman?
Malort.
No.
Tens the Malort table.
Tens the Malort table. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, she just goes above and beyond with a lot of different stuff. And we appreciate, obviously, her being one of the people that helps us save spots, all that good stuff. So much deserved MVP.
100%. 100%. All right. So I'm going to go next here. Yes. And I'm going to piggyback with Tina as well. And then everyone who helped out for Whiskey Comiskey on Saturday. So that goes to Tina, to Joey P, to Jeff, to Sid, to and everyone who helped set up and everything, and then also our wonderful vendors, Greg. Shout out Greg from Maker's Mark for enduring the heat, standing out in the heat for 2.5 hours while people drank bourbon, and then for Firewater Barbecue for standing next to a hot grill in 90-degree weather too. That could not have been fun. And then I also want to MVP our bartender from Friday night over at Recess. She took care of the bums, and that's all I'm gonna say. So thank you to our
a little bums perks. Are we talking?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you to that. And then my bum of the week is Weathermen. They continue to get it wrong. I've been told it's gonna rain like 4 days in a row, and I'm still here, fucking dry as shit. No rain.
My boy wants to get wet.
Plants are dying. Grass is frying. What job can you be where you're so bad at it, you still like get a paycheck every day? Like, I don't get how you continue to be wrong.
White Sox players, weathermen. Only good like 20% of the time.
It's just every app, every forecast, it's all wrong. It's all right. I'm sick of it. Can we finally get one accurate person or company in this godforsaken country to fucking give us the correct forecast?
GM of the Bulls. Yeah, no, it's a problem. They don't get it right. They're not going to get it right. It's going to keep getting worse.
All right, Peter, take us home.
All right. We here talk about and preach accountability all the time, whether it's for head coaches, GMs, players, and now ourselves. I gotta put my hand up and say when I was wrong. Not necessarily that I was wrong, but I bummed of the week Matt Freese. Matt Freese is the goalie for the United States men's national team. He had an absolute blunder against Haiti that cost the United States a goal. You can see it right there. He stinks. So I put that tweet out there. Not a lot of traction. Nobody in my timeline cares all that much about soccer, except for maybe Johnny and a couple other people. But the United States are in the midst of a Gold Cup run. They just qualified for the semifinals, and Matt Freese was a big reason why. They went to penalties. He saved 3 out of 4 penalties.
Ooh.
Awesome showing.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately people went to Twitter and saw this tweet. If you typed in Matt Freese in the timeline, apparently this was like the second tweet up there. So I have to correct myself. MVP Matt fucking Freese. That guy's awesome. So my mentions last night were like, are you running that back? And I'm like, no, he was bad one game and awesome the next game. I give him credit. He was great. So MVP Matt Freese. Gold Cup's going on. Nobody cares, but it's been interesting. And then so my bum of the week, and I'm not gonna get too much into detail because we're running long already, and it happened last week. But Monterey security. If you guys have ever gone to a Bears game, a Fire game, a concert, anything at Soldier Field, you guys know that Monterey security is basically like, I mean, they think they're like glorified mall cops, but like they take their job too seriously, to the point that now they are hog tying and mistreating Fire fans for absolutely no reason. There's a video out there that somebody brought a flag, which I understand. If you are bringing flags that might be controversial or say something different, but people are allowed Mexican flags, United States flags, and every other plan. Somebody brought a Palestinian flag to the supporter section of the Chicago Fire. They asked him to take it down, but before they even asked him to take it down, they hog-tied him and dragged him out. He hit his head on the steps, passed out completely. They're getting a lawsuit. While people were filming this, Monterey security got mad. They started attacking the people that were filming it too. So like 2 other guys got arrested for just filming the altercation. Luckily, there was enough people around that there's video out there. There's firsthand accounts of stories and different things like that. But the gist of it is Monterey security has had a fucking stranglehold on whatever government contract or whatever contract at Soldier Field has been forever. And it's about time these motherfuckers get some sort of bad PR or something, because they've been bad at their jobs for a long time. It's not just Fire games. You could see, getting out of Soldier Field or concerts or anything else. Their Monterey security's basically answer for everything is just have more people, more bodies. I understand that. That's going to help the situation. But these guys are going out of control. And it's bad. So bum of the week, Monterey security. Hopefully, eventually something's got to happen.
All right. That is our show for today. We appreciate everyone. I got to give one final update. Jerry O'Sullivan ends the show at number 1. He is king of
Jerry.
Jerry O'Sullivan. Shout out. Joey P coming at number 2 and JT at number 3. So good job, Jerry. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone who liked, commented, super chat, felt along. We appreciate you all. Guys, have a great week. Have a very, very safe 4th of July. Don't blow your hand off, fingers off, and we will. What?
Yeah, no, don't blow your hand off. Okay. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse.
Put it in reverse, Terry. See you guys Monday.